Why am I in blue? Baby blue? Dark blue? I don't know. There's a star that's this color that I really like. Anyways, I'm going to do a short little video transfer over from Facebook. I won't be talking, it'll be coming off of a video. I just want to say one thing, okay? God, okay, I don't like to say it this way, but God has been to the sex shop. In fact, God created the sex shop. He was all alone at the beginning. He needed the sperm whale to come on out so he can inject it inside the eggs. Now, where is he going to get this? So he had an idea. Let it come out. The eye, the third eye, the eye, that's backwards. Hidden inside the two balls of your eyes. So the two balls are cornered, and the third eye will let the ejaculation of the present that we have for the eggs. Why? Because there's no female around. You take a seed, you put it into the earth. The fertility of the earth will help the seed to expand and grow. The same thing for God. He needed to put it into something. He had nothing to put it into besides some sort of scientific bottle. So he grabbed it with his hand, his right-hand man, and his right-hand man went to work. And he was all excited because it was coming out of it, and it was going to be something in the future. Something to do with fertility. So I'm going to add on to this tape. What you see and what you hear may not be the same thing. Something simple. You have a brother or a sister or a mother or a father, you're all in the same family. Let's call your religion X. X. So now you fight. You fight with your ex. And you leave the house. And you call it O. Now you have the X against the O. But 10 against 15. They were brothers. And they became the X and the O. That's the start of religion. What I'm going to do in my next video is try to go back in time to when we had just two brothers. When they fought, one left the house. Thus he called one another a name, and thus he remembered the name. And they had a war about this. Now these two brothers, after 100 years, after 4,000 years, after time, from the time of the first Adam, the Adam and the Eve, or was it the atom at the Eve, at the Eve of the day? These two brothers are going to get back together. After 5,000 years, they're still alive. They will become friends because a friend of the other brother will now become an enemy. Why? SUEZCANEL, and it has nothing to do with the canal in your teeth or the canal of the dog. It's all going to be about the black and the gold, the yellow and the black. Why do we call Canada our home and native land when we fight the Indians and tell them it's not theirs, but in the song we call it the native land? Therefore, it is theirs, and we're not treating them right. Or are we treating them right? How are we treating them? What is the difference of the separation of the understanding between the two? One wears a feather at the top of his hat, the Yankee Doodle Dandy. The other one rides off on his donkey, on the ass. So one's got a feather in his hat, the other one's got one in the ass. Now we've got one against the other. The black against the white, which were once brothers. As we do know, charcoal at the end turns gray and whitish at the end of the cycle. Therefore, already from the beginning. As wood it was, as wood it burned, as it turned into char and coal. As the char in your house only cleaned the house, the other one made a dust. One burned up and burnt out. Only for the brothers to start up again. The yin and the yang. It's all about you, my friend. Why and why? One with an I and one with an A. One with an N and then with an N, and the one had the G and the other didn't have the G, because the G string was in the good Lord of the gates of heaven, and our only God we have that gave us the formula for the fertilization of the sperm whale and the mother goose, the hens, the eggs. The letter O looks like an egg. How come they don't make a round? Because the eggs aren't
how many eggs you put in your crate? He says 30. So I know there's 30 eggs on a shelf. Therefore, 30 is the creation of science. I don't know myself. I learn what I know. Now, I only know what I think I know, what I think, what I think.
Zero.
For you to think what you think I know,
I know nothing.
to change the understanding of the difference,
But I
to
can't.
accept it the way you want to for one reason or another,
If I want.
or not to accept it for the other reason. But in between the two, there's a third. Therefore, the reason for the listening and understanding the hearing of the difference becomes the third shelf or third level. We now have 30 eggs. Why not 36 when we did the creation of 6 men, which would make 36 eggs or 3 dozen? We'll get back to that story, but now it's time to wash my own eggs, because I just came in my bowl and I'm dirty. And I put my keys into the switch and it hit the handle. It made a jing-jing. So I thought of Christmas. Jingle bells. So then I got naked and went for the shower, and it rang jing-jing. Therefore, my 2 bells bumped into the rod, went jing-jing to remind me to clean myself, because if I want to have a child, my 2 bells are better be clean. And if I'm going to stick it anywhere, you always want to clean the stick before you pick it up, just in case there's shit on the stick. You know what I'm saying? The mush of the mellow, we put it into the fire with smoke. It turns a crystal color because of the sugar, the sweet. The sweet made in Mary Jane. Mary Jane. Mary, do you wanna? Marry me if you wanna. Mary, do you wanna? Marry me if you wanna. Marry Joanna. The marriage between the mind of the man and the mind of the female angel to meld together as one. We take the THC, transfer of heaven's connection. THC. Now, have a great day.
So, you heard all of that with silence of my mouth. What I wanted to tell you is that, you see, the egg is round. It's oval, okay? The 0 didn't come about until the egg came about, because there was nothing to have 0 of. Everything was something until we saw shape. Then we gave the shape a name. The name was the O. So we have the O and the X. Now we all know in Roman numerals that the X is 10. I know in the English language, the O is the 15th letter. So I take the 15th letter and the 10th letter, we make 25. So now we know the egg is supposed to be female. We know the male is the X-man, so we're going to give him 10, or the one spirit of Zion, which is also 10. 4 and 6, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 1 and 9, 5.5, 4.5. Whatever it is, that 0 has a value inside of it. Just like inside the egg, the child has a value. If it's a female, it has one value. If it's a male, it has another value. But obviously now, the female has a value of 15. And when you take the 5 into 115, you have 6 man. So the female starts off as 6 man, and the male starts off at 9 birth. But they get changed around. You have to take the average. 9 times 6 is 54, so one becomes the angel spirit, the other becomes the angel. Anyways, what I was saying is that the queen is the 12th card in the deck. The king is the 13th card in the deck. 12 and 13, 25. X and O, 25. Now, let's go to just the letters. The 12th letter, okay, is the letter L, the angle of the angel. A-N-G-E-L, A-N-G-L-E, L-E. The letter L is 1 and 2. 1 and 2 means male sperm whale and 2 female eggs. So what the 13th letter is the M. So now we have L and M, L, M. Now, ladies and men, do you think there's a reason that they put the letters where they did? Because in the M, you've got 3 V's. It means it's equal to 2 legs. But in the L, you only got 1 V. So you put the 3 V's with the 1 V and hope to get 1 V, which means male, okay, which is the 1, now becomes the 2, and the female becomes the 1. The 3 and the 1 make 4, divided by the 2 they are, that makes 2. Put 2 and 2 together, you make 3. Of course, creation, 3, to make the angel is the 4. That's if you have success with the 9. So you put the 9 with the 4, you have 13. 3 and 1 is 4. Again, we start all over. Now, remember, okay, what about the tortoise? You see, when I was telling you at the beginning, God had to do it himself. He had a sex shop. He had to find any way to get those eggs out. He had to get the test tube cycles, testicles, testicles. He had to get them out of there from one bag into the next without exposing them to the air. So he figured out a way. We'll use his right-hand man. And of course, a friend to hold up the bottle to make sure we get it in. You know, you need the right angle, of course, at 45 degrees. That's why when it gets a little hard and cold outside, it stands up and it points. It's a pointer. Now you got a third pointer finger. You can point with the right finger, you can point with the left finger, but you know what? When you point with what's between everything, you've got the point made after 9 months. Yes, it takes a little bit longer. It's not the rabbit, it's the tortoise laying the eggs in the sand. So now what we have to do is figure out everything, because without the sand or the soil, the fertile soil, you can't do any of this. Therefore, God needed the space of the universe to use for creation, because without the alpha and the beta, without the yin and the yang, well, you're only going to yang your yin and you ain't going to get anything. All you're going to get is a white whale. And we all want to go see the white whale, but after that we're so tired because they're so far away. We just end up going to bed. But take the word, whale. W, creation. L, it means the 12th letter, alpha and beta. A for the angel, L for the alpha and beta that it took to make the angel, and the E at the end of the E, your electronic world of the spirit. So whichever way you want to go with this, no matter what, I take it around one way and back around the other way, but it doesn't matter what I do. As long as I keep my numbers between 0 and 9, I can't make too much of a mistake. Row number 1 in the 1 position, in the 10 position, in the 100 position, in the 1,000 positions. One God of the birth world, of the in-between life and stripes, the world of us, and the world in your depth for the rebirth, the making the 3 circles or rings around Saturn. Anyways, it's 12 minutes, 47 seconds, and I've got to go wash my car. Interested or not, I still have another story for later. It's all about 91 and 81 and 84 and 96, because in French, they say a cat and a vin and a un. Well, the cat drank the wine, and he was one having fun. But it's a lot more than that. 91. 91. Very mysterious number. I'll explain it later. But every time you play cards, you're always playing with at least one suit. 91, 46, and 45. Angel spirit of man, male, and 46 is the angel in man. 46 and 45. Would you like me to go more? The 3 suits in the deck? The 4 suits in the deck. Why are there suits at all? And what about the coloring on the picture cards? And how come they look the way they do? Well, they're all an explanation. It wasn't just made just like that. It was all made in sequence. We make everything in sequence. When you sew the pants, you sew it for the full stitch all the way around so that everything comes out round. It comes from the beginning, it goes to the end, it's back at the beginning. We have to make it that way. So we stitched together one suit, then we did the next, and then we did the next, and then we did the next. But we did nothing without reason. There's a reason for the season, or the season is not there. The 91-day season, the 292-day seasons, what are they all about, and how come no seasons of 90? Well, the season of 90, okay, brings on no spirit. There's no Father in the spirit of 90. But 91, you now have the connection spirit for the angel. In 92, well, we know you're a male, you're looking for the female angel. The days of summer, 29 or 90 days, either way, 9 and 2 is 11, 1 and 1 is